Hello everyone and welcome back to Cities by Steven. You're talking to Steven. Welcome back to the channel. If this is your first time here, please hit that subscribe button and get that bell notification on too so you don't miss out on the next episode of Fort Prairie, an Alberta themed city. Welcome back to the channel where last time we were in this city, we built up an ore industry area, or at least the start of it. We got a train yard in, we got all the basic facilities in place. Last time we were also here, we also built up a bunch of historical bridges, old crossings, old road connections, country roads like this one that's being shown right here. We started planning out how the highway is going to come into the downtown. And that is what we're going to be focusing on today. But before we do that, we're actually going to build the railway first, the railway into the downtown, because that's going to be really important for how the downtown's going to be planned out and how the highway is going to have to be built. So I like doing the historical infrastructure first. And speaking of historical infrastructure, what a beautiful shot of Fort Prairie, the historical fort that the town is named after. Welcome back to the channel. Make sure to hit the like button, get the bell on too, because I have a special project upcoming and I don't want you to miss out on the announcement. So get the bell on so then you'll know when I'm going to be posting. I'll probably inform you all of the special project in a community post. Instagram too, so make sure you follow me on Instagram. Those bell notifications really help out for knowing when I post, because I'm thinking about maybe posting a bonus video every now and then for now on. It might not be City Skylines, so keep that in mind. So let's hop out and we'll take a look about what's going on. So here we are in the city. This is going to be the downtown core of Fort Prairie. This is Fort Prairie Historical Center over here. We've got a bunch of things planned out. We started this build 30 episodes ago by building up a town over in here, which is an old railway town, which has since kind of turned into a larger suburb of what's going to be this downtown. So yeah, the challenge today is going to be bringing this highway into the downtown. We're going to split it into two. This is what we decided off in the comments, just through city planning. And what's going to happen is we're going to have a junction right here again, and then what we're going to do is we are going to split it into two. One of them is going to connect up to this roundabout, which we're going to enlarge, and then the other one is going to connect into the downtown core writ large. So we got a lot planned today. So we got this connection here. We're going to need to enlarge this. We also have a railway line right in here that we need to bring into the downtown. And why does this need to go first? Well, the railway probably would have been built first, or built before this highway. So what I want to do is I want to get the logical railway connection in first, and then we'll plan out the highway, because there may be, an elevated portion or something like that, which I want to plan out while we're building the highway. So this is a spur highway connection. If we just hop out into this view here, we can kind of take a good look at the map here. So this highway right through here that runs all the way north-south through the city, that is, the provincial highway, the highway that's been here probably the longest, and the city has since built a spur connection into the downtown off of this highway, probably because the traffic in these older towns probably couldn't handle all the traffic going into the downtown. And, I'm a fan of this. You see it pretty often in cities as well. So we kind of split the highway through this Y junction, then it goes into this hairpin clover style interchange, and then we're going to be getting another interchange. I'm not sure if we're going to get this interchange today, because we're going to focus on terminating the highway specifically today, and also some downtown road planning as well. But yeah, that's the plan. The reason why we need to connect into this roundabout here is because I think that this is the best option for terminating the highway, because cars have so many options on how to go from there. This interchange here, I think, is going to also play into this road. So theoretically, cars could go down over here, which is going to be a major connection into this area, which is going to be a suburb in the future. But this is also going to be the campus area. And then this highway, which is Airport Parkway, is going to eventually flow out, this way, into the airport. So, it's a major connection point and I really like how it is. But speaking of things, ta-da, we leveled up the ore industry. We're not going to be tackling this today, maybe Wednesday, but I have a special project planned for Friday. So maybe we can squeeze it in at the back end of Friday's episode, or if we don't do it Wednesday, but if we don't, then it will be coming out in the next time we're in Fort Prairie. And why the next time we're in Fort Prairie? Well, the Brockton County series is ending, and next week is going to be its final week for a little while. I'm not like closing the book on the series, but I just want to take a break from it to focus on Fort Prairie and the special project that's upcoming. So before we dive into the project today, let's take a quick look at some place names. I got some fantastic suggestions in the comments, and if you don't see your place name that you suggested in today's episode, well, this is because I've only gone through a couple on the list, and on places that I know I want to build at the moment, and on places that I've kind of have like a history behind them that you've left in the comments. So if you feel like leaving a comment suggestion or a comment or a suggestion down below, feel free to do so, and in any language that you want to. You know, Google Translate's a beautiful thing. So don't feel like you need to speak or write in English just because these videos are produced in English. So we'll start off here. We have Ordway, which was a suggestion from David, and David suggested that Ordway was a RCMP colonel who once worked at Fort Prairie, who orchestrated the connection over into here way back in the day, probably before these bridges were even upgraded to what they are today, which are, you know, probably built in even closer to the 30s or something like that, 50s. And he orchestrated this cut through the mountain here. So this is hence named the Ordway Cut. And I don't believe this person, I believe this person is supposed to be fictional. I could be wrong. Don't know. Let me know in the comments. I forgot to look it up before I committed to this name. But we'll also have a town over here called Ordway. I'm not sure the size of the town, but I do want to commit to a town over here. We'll also have this really awesome provincial highway connection too, so I think that'll be really fun. We also have the town of... ooh, I spelled this one wrong. Haha. It's Wallenberg. So Wallenberg is going to be over in this area, and Wallenberg was, I guess the person's name was Fred Wallenberg, was a German settler in the area who started mining in this area. So while the mining operation currently isn't named Wallenberg, his name has left an impression in the area because the town built up around his original mining operation, which I think we'll be able to kind of build out over here in the future. And the town has since kind of co-opted the name. So I think that was Jason. I forgot to write the name suggestion on that one, so sorry about that. But fantastic name suggestion. I really like that. We've got a really strong, you know, Central European influence in this city. Then over in here, this island we have named 2 Foot Island because it looks like 2 feet. And that was a name suggestion from Mark, so thank you very much. So if you didn't see your name suggestion in today's episode, don't worry, I have a list of them all. And we'll see them in the future, whether it be in future builds, future towns. We have lots of potential farm towns over here. We have all these areas over here which are prime for town building. All the way over in here, we got so much left to do. So if you don't see your name suggestion, don't worry. I didn't forget. They're written down, but these were places that I wanted to get in today. So it's been a little while. It's already been 9 minutes in the episode, and we haven't built anything. So let's build. Let's start off with the railway, like I suggested, and yeah, let's throw on the topography too, because this is going to be really important. So I kind of want to get the end station in here. We're going to use the end station for this build because we had some difficulties with some other stations in the past, and I feel like this one is a good station, even though, you know, it's a vanilla asset. I think it's, you know, it's cool. It's a modern build, and I'm going to plan to have it over in here somewhere because the downtown's going to be over on this side. We could even bring it in farther, but I want to get it somewhat in line with this road here. So why don't we try and grab a road? Just grab this road, and I want to get it somehow connecting along this pathway. Now this is going to play a bit of difficulty, so I'm just going to connect up into here really quickly. That doesn't connect properly, so we'll have to fix that. I'm just going to connect that up, and let's turn Anarchy on, because that's where I want the connection. We'll delete this one for now. And why is this going to be difficult? Well, we're also going to need to get the highway into here somehow too. So the game we're going to play is, do we want the highway on this side or this side of the railway? So if we bring the railway in, we can bring it in the middle. Do we want to keep it on the left of the railway? We want to keep it on the right of the railway? That's going to be the difficulty of this, right? So let's try to grab another road here that I think is going to be a major connection point. We'll say this one. We'll bring this one out to here for now. So that's a good option here. Now, if we are to bring the holy cow, the highway connection into here, there's a couple ways I want to do it. I was thinking about using a bit of a couplet system, which is kind of like a one-way this way, a one-way this way, kind of creating like a giant rectangle about. And what we'll do is we'll bring it into that couplet system. And this actually is a good road to kind of do that on. We could, should it be these two? Maybe we can extend this one out. Maybe it can be off of these two. Let's think about this really quickly. So we have some challenges with the terrain here. So what I'm thinking is it might be beneficial to try and tunnel underneath this one, and we bring in the train station right off of here. Now this one could be beneficial in a way because we did say we might get a connection here in the future, but it's not like a complete through connection. So we could try to start off with this. And if we were to place this just temporarily down right here, I'm going to pause the game. That is a pretty good option here. I think what we might do is probably try to buff it out a little bit and get like a bit of a kiss and ride situation, which I've learned is kind of a Canadian term. Which pretty much what that means is, you know, just like a drop-off location. Location where you just come and drop off, you know, you swing in here, you park, you say bye-bye to your loved ones at the train station. But this is almost like going to be like a commuter station rather than an inner city station. Though I don't really mind if it kind of becomes two separate, you know, it can operate in both senses. So let's try to smooth out the terrain right around this. And I purposely built this into the hill here. So if we do this, that means we're going to be bringing the rail around through here, which means we're going to try and curve this to about this point here where we're going to split it into here. So maybe this road then becomes the highway. This could get busy. Maybe we bring it in a bit closer. Or maybe we even move this whole system over here so that it's centered on this one here, which would make sense because it's pretty close to the arterial, which is going to be right through here. I want it centered right off of this. That's pretty nice. It always leaves for a nice, nice build. And then what we'll do is we'll get that same system that we just had in place right here. And then we'll connect up right in here. And we'll use the different connection point for the middle here. Oh, wrong one. This one, because it has parking on it, it kind of leaves for a bit more of a kiss and ride situation. And we'll upgrade, we'll upgrade roads when needed. This leaves a bit more of a gap in between the train station and where we're gonna get our highway connection in as well, which might be beneficial. And it's also closer to the original downtown of Fort Prairie, which would make sense on why the train station would be here, right? So again, I don't really mind that we're kind of sunken a little bit, and that is totally okay. So Ooh, that's actually, let's just get up to this same height here. Ooh. Let's undo that. I just want this whole area to be the same height. But otherwise, we can leave the rest at different heights, and that is okay with me. Maybe this one should also be at this height. Yeah, we'll come back and play around with this later. I'm just looking to kind of just create a bit of a sense of where the train station is going to be for the time being. Looks like we have some funkiness going on. Is this not at the same height? Ah, okay. So now we are. All right, I see. All right, so we're just going to make a bit of a cut right through here because we have quite a little bit of space we're going to need to play with here. I don't see us getting a rail from here over into here at all. This is a passenger rail line. If we're going to do rail into here, it's probably going to be cargo. But I'm not going to say no to that specifically. However, I don't think we're going to get a secondary line into here beyond the one that we're kind of building out right now. So let's run off of this one first. So let's bring it out. Okay, looks like I didn't buff it out enough from what I was looking for. So let's just try and create a bit more space for ourselves. And we'll come back and we'll fix the terrain back to what it kind of originally was before. But let's bring it out to about... Let's bring it out 20 units. I feel like that's good. And then what we're going to do is we're going to get a connection point for each station off of this one here. And one more. Yes. So it looks a little funky and we'll clean it up momentarily. However, if we just were to bring it out just a bit more, let's go with a freeformed. And we'll just, click that in for right now. We're then going to come in with our network multi-tool and see all these nodes in the middle. They are unnecessary, so we are going to remove them entirely. Okay, so we're just going to try to clean this area up a little bit. And just enough so that we kind of get some semblance of all the tracks through here. So yeah, all these rails are going to come piling through into here, and they're going to split off into their separate train stations themselves. So this one I don't want to touch at all. But I don't mind the other ones. So what am I really doing here? Well, I'm just trying to align pretty much these four middle ones so that it looks a little nicer. Because I can't really remove them, unfortunately. And since we remove the nodes, it looks a little bit silly. So something I like doing with these rail yards here is just use gravel to kind of fill in these awkward spaces in the trains. I feel like it really makes it seem a bit more realistic. All right, so there we go. We got the main train station kind of ready. And now let's connect it up with this main line that we have going on. So let's look at the topography here. And again, I don't really mind if we are going to cut through the terrain. I was looking at examples of cities in the prairies, and it seems like they just plow right through. So that's what I'm thinking we do. We just quite literally just plow right through here, and we leave this cut as is. Okay, so this point we're just going to redo. We'll go with a nice clean curve. All right, and then what we're going to do here is we're just going to go into here. We're going to go into the slope. We're going to slope from, well, first of all, let's actually grab this node and we'll set it to the same height as that one. Thank you. Thank you, thank you. Okay, and then we'll go back into the network multi-tool here. And we'll go from here We're going to slope the node all the way to where the cut begins. Oh, we're going to need to, just do that. There we go. 3%, but it's pretty sharp right there. Down to 1%, that or 0.1%. That is a fantastic cut. And then what we'll do is we'll come back here with our smoothing tool. We'll just bump it. Oh, we'll get the brush size up a lot more than that. And we're just going to smooth it out around here, but we're going to leave the cut the way it was all the way through here. Let's just clean up these trees really quickly. Yeah, there we go. So let's just make sure that the slope is actually good from about here all the way into here. Ah, okay, so we needed to do a bit of a raised situation here, and that's totally cool too. They would 100% do that. All right, so we got a really cool train track connection in here now. And, it's a little sharp right here for some of these trains, but I suppose that they would be going pretty slow at this point. So, I don't really mind. Yeah, very cool. Very cool indeed. So we can actually start getting some train lines going here. But for the time being, we'll leave intercity trains on just so we get some trains going. And then in a transit video, I don't think I'm going to get a train from here to here. I don't see the kind of necessity of that, but I think we might get a train from here into a station in Brownsville, maybe. But definitely stations in the future, we'll get a couple train lines going. But I want to rely on other sources of other sources, pretty much like trams or metros. I'm gonna try to use metros a lot, and I'm gonna use them in an above ground sense in this series. Okay, so we got that in place. Fantastic. We're 20 minutes in the episode. Now let's focus on this. Now that we kind of see what's going on here, we have some of these roads going through. Let's actually just continue these roads a little bit farther, because these roads probably, again, would have existed before the highway came through. Okay, so this is a 45-degree angle. Perfect. And I guess I can just bridge them really quickly. No worries. Just so we can kind of see where we're going with them. All right. So yeah, we've again, we're working with quite the terrain here. This is my other thing. I was looking at how prairie cities do these highway connections, and they often are sunken. So that's why I wanted to get these in first to kind of see where the junction would be. Yeah, so let's just grab all of these nodes. Let's just kind of do this. We'll try to do this really quickly. We'll just grab all these nodes right here, and then maybe there's another one over here. Nice. And then we're going to go into here. We're going to go set to terrain height. Nice. All right, so now before we kind of get this going here, we're going to swing this under. We'll get a junction probably off of this one here, or maybe this one. Both of these are going to connect into Fort Prairie Road, which reminds me, Prairie Avenue is going to be renamed Fort Prairie Avenue. And I think JMWZ said in the comments that with Fort Prairie Avenue, which used to be Lilac Avenue, so that it was renamed at some point, which goes all the way into here, down over here. Fort Prairie Avenue is the older part of the city, but since it's an older road, the city decided to build this bypass street, which is Finch Street, which will be upgraded in the future. It's a bit of a bypass. We should probably look at maybe connecting it a little bit better than it currently is. Okay, so I'm delaying here. Let's delete this roundabout. I know we just built it last episode. We won't delete. Now we can delete that point here. We'll delete that. I'm just going to back it up. And pretty much what I'm going to do is I'm just going to build a new roundabout. And the reason why I deleted those things is because I am looking to create a larger roundabout using the roundabout builder. So where is it going to be? maybe right in here. So I think we can look at connecting it up like that. Yeah, okay, we can use this interchange here for the roundabout builder. We'll use a 3-lane road. No parking. All right, so it needs to be a little bit bigger, so we're going to click the plus sign. And I think this size is probably good enough for it. It's a pretty large roundabout, but it's going to have 1, 2, 3, 4, and then the highway, 5 connection points on it. So we'll place that in. We're going to then lock in these nodes here. So I'm just going to do that. And pretty much what I'm doing here is I'm just clicking in a majority of all the nodes that have already been kind of placed here. And I know that we're going to have this connection. So I'm just going to leave this one in place for now. This one here should probably look at connecting up like that. Yes, so let's grab, might as well just be a normal road. Connect up like that, and then I believe before we had a bypass connection to bypass the highway if you wanted to kind of switch between these two roads. So we'll put that back in place. And then we have Fort Prairie going off in this way. This is the campus area, which maybe we can get a connection point in here in the future, or we can run it all off of this road here. But this is where we're going to connect up with the roundabout. And it's going to have 2 connection points, I believe. So what we're going to want is we're going to want a divided road. And this is probably going to be the larger road of the 2. So we're going to go into here. We're going to just go with a 4-lane road for now. 4-lane road with a median, that works. And why is there a light here? Well, it's because the game doesn't recognize that I am kind of just temporarily putting these roads in the middle here. And let's turn off the light. Okay. So we'll worry about the roundabout momentarily, but we're going to need to figure out where we're going to split this from now on. So we got the roundabout built up. We're good here. We're going to bring this up, or yeah, probably up and over, or under. Ooh, I like the idea of going under this rail here. That could be cool, because we are kind of going sunken this way. But we're going to turn into a bit of a couplet over here too, which I believe it kind of looks like we're going with this one is where we're going to get that connection point. And then we're going to turn these 2 into one-ways, or no, these 2 into one-ways. Yeah, so these 2 are going to become one-ways, which will kind of help with the traffic through here. Maybe we'll see. So I'll start with just 2 lanes, and then we'll move into 3 lanes should we need it in the future. Okay, and we'll bring this down. And whoa, this terrain here needs to be kind of cleared up really quickly. I know I did that earlier. But that's okay. Are we kind of in that dip in the terrain here? We are. Okay, so definitely don't mind doing this then. And is this where I'm going to want to end it, or should we end it on Lilac Street here? Hey, a new Lilac Street. We'll try not to change that one. This is a good option on the street to end it on, because we could also bring it all the way through here to the church, but yeah, okay, let's try to end it right here. So I think on this little section here, we'll go into 3 lanes for the, oh, double parking. No, I want no parking. We'll upgrade that. And that kind of makes sense. We're beside the rail line here. We could also upgrade this section to 3 lanes as well, because we'll have a dedicated turning lane into there. All right, and then we're going to come back this way. So that means this section in here should probably be either a median road or a 4-lane road. So we'll go with a 4-lane road for now. And it makes sense, this one's going right into here. Might as well bring it all the way. And this one goes all the way to here, where we'll split up into different lanes. Ooh, it looks like I missed one. Alright, so then we will upgrade it again on the other side. Oh, bouncing around apparently. Okay, and we'll bring this one right through. And this is going to go all the way down to here, and then all the way here. Okay, so now what we've kind of got is kind of a bit of a theme going in this city. I believe every single kind of region now has this kind of system going through it. Yeah, let me know what you think I should do here. Should we continue this all the way down into here? Or are we good at terminating it at Empire Street? Holy cow, that's a fantastic name. I thought that was Lilac. No, this is Lilac. Okay, Empire Street, that is amazing. Okay, let's make sure Empire Street stays, because that is freaking hilarious. Nothing like the British Empire. So there we go. We'll kind of work on this in the future, but I guess right here I can kind of upgrade this portion into this 4-lane kind of connection as well. Oh, looks like we have a bit of an extra piece here, so why don't I try and just remove this extra node. There we go. And, you know, we'll work on this area in the future, but pretty much what I want to focus on is getting a 2-lane connection into here. So let's grab that same 4-lane road, just like that. We're going to have that connection piece. So cars will be able to turn into here and out. This is going to probably either... you know what, I don't really mind if cars can go straight through here. I think that'll be a good time saver for a lot of folks. I was thinking about maybe making it kind of come and end, and we'll have it split into another couplet through here, but that might get a little too much, you know. So Edmonton, I think, has a unique couplet when the city coming into it. So again, we're doing it a bit differently, where we're coming into the middle of the couplet from the highway, but the highway kind of becomes these two roads, and then they have like stores in the middle, and you can like drive in between the two. Very interesting. Okay, so we have these 2 points here. We can kind of see where we're going to need to split the highway. So we're gonna have a bit of a fun time here. Let's start off with the inbound connection, like the road going into the downtown here. And we're gonna go with this 4-lane road, and we're gonna go with the 4-lane road all the way through here. So let's grab this, let's delete this. Oh, no, delete. And we'll go into node controller, and this is a middle node. We are elevated on this side, but we don't need to be elevated all the way. However, I do like the idea of the look of the elevated roads, which look different than the road with the sound barrier. But the road with the sound barrier may prove to be a little nicer to use. But I believe we're going to need to upgrade this side as well. So we're going to upgrade this side all the way to here. And I'm going to need to clean up this as well, because we built this previously to be 2 3-lane highways. So I'm just going to clean it up so that the median or the dividers are shared. And then I will go into node controller. I'll make this a middle node. There we go. Pretty simple. And then looks like we're on the ground right about here, so I'm gonna try to upgrade these ones to maybe this one too. It's cheaper to build it on the ground and, you know, raise up the ground and build an elevated road, mainly because bridge supports are insanely expensive to maintain, as anyone who lives in Toronto knows the Lakeshore Boulevard is just crumbling. But you know, I think we're fine here. We can probably sneak a tram through here at some point or something like that, or a train or anything, pedestrian paths, and we'll just try to smooth this out around here. All right, so let's grab this road, and we're going to just start with this one first. This is the inbound one, and then what I'll do is we'll come back and we'll just kind of create like a bit of a parallel road. We'll try to almost mimic the way this is coming in here. So I think right about here is a good spot to kind of, yeah, right, we're perfectly in line with the rail here. And this is a kind of a good spot to start to split the highway as well. Sorry, I'm just trying to find that spot again. There we go. All right, so right here, let's just pause the game. Or I guess we can actually pause it. And then I'll just upgrade these portions to elevated. We'll fix them later on, but for now, this is all we really need. And we'll be doing the interchange in tomorrow's video. And then we'll curve this other side over into here, but I want to get this inbound section in first, and we'll be splitting it into two highways here. So let's go with the highway. And yeah, so when I was originally talking about this area here, there's lots of discussion on how we're going to kind of get this to look. And I think overall, we're going to get the right idea in here. So we're gonna split off from here. So let's try to make this one seem like it's the proper connection here. So we're going to just swing it out. Okay, I thought we would get a bit of help here from this. Looks like it should be right about here. All right, that's fine. I think if we kind of just connect it up, we'll just click home. Should be good, and then we'll have that split right here. Let's connect it up, and we're just going to, oop, I should probably just switch it around really quickly. There we go, and then we'll just use node controller here to realign this. So I want this node to line up with this node. There we go, and then what I'll do is I'll just pull this over. So I need segments as well here. Yeah, there we go. And then we're going to swing this over, and then we'll connect up onto this side here. So I wanted to start with this one first, because I feel like if we have to do a different method to get onto the highway, I don't think it would be the worst thing in the world, but I want this connection done first. So looks like we're probably going to need to actually go underground again. And why don't we bring this road underground all the way first? So we'll just do this, bring it right through here to about there. There we go. And then what I'll do is I'll just grab and move it. And we're just going to grab these two pieces here. Let's just bring them a bit closer. And just those two. I believe I'm just grabbing those two. Yep. And then we'll lower it down to an acceptable height for this rail line. I'll grab the rail line here. We're going to upgrade it into an elevated portion. And I probably should have moved the nodes first, because I like the idea of keeping these kind of joists in place. And then this one here I want over right there. And then we'll also elevate this side too, so we get that joist again, or that support. So I feel like they're really cool. There we go. And then I'm just going to bring this much closer. And then same with this side. Yeah, okay, that works. Very cool. So now we need to figure out how we're going to slope this. So let's go to the sloping tool we'll just grab this node here, and we're going to slope it to here. Let's see how steep that is. 8%. That's rather steep. So why don't I look at adding in another node? How about that? I think that'll work. We add in another one. There we go. Right here. This one can be at just a slight descent right there. And then we'll grab this one and we'll slope all the way down to here. And actually, you know what? Now that we've kind of lowered this, this can be right underneath the highway. And we can readjust it to a height that we think would be acceptable for trucks and trains, just right there. So then I'm gonna probably just delete this section. That's probably good. And then now we can realign this from here all the way to this node here. 5.8% is a very acceptable height. Okay, so right about here is where we're also going to have the split. So we're probably going to need to split and maybe even like curl back in or something like that. We'll see. But it's kind of like almost like a sunken interchange. It's very cool. So we're going to grab this, and I notice that I'm using the sound highway with sound barriers, and I'm wondering if that would actually you know, help with sound, even though we're using kind of like an elevated piece, if we were to build, you know, residential areas in this area. So let me know in the comments if you know the answer to that. Okay, so looks like we need to then slope from here into here, just 3%. That's pretty good. Yeah, it looks a little glitchy here, so why don't we just start kind of smoothing it out, maybe even leveling it out. And we'll come back through here, no worries. And yeah, so we'll come back and we'll make it look a lot nicer. So, good thing we have that joist there. Now we need to connect the other side. And so we're going to need to bring it out from here. So now we can just readjust it, and we'll use the node controller to really do its job and clean up these nodes here. Because it's rather messy, which, you know, is totally fine. For now, at least, it's fine. Okay, so it looks like we probably have too many nodes through here. All right, and then we'll go with the node controller, and we'll just square the node up. And I think that'll work. We may be able to use this corridor here that we're kind of building for other purposes as well. So I like the idea of just kind of leaving it rather open. And we can come back and we can do some detailing in Friday's episode. So Friday's episode is going to be a bit of a detailing episode. But I'll leave some of these things as well for that build. Okay, so now that we have this connection point, that's fine. We can now connect this up into here. Just like that. There we go. And then we'll bring this one out over onto this side. And again, node controller, square it out. Now, it looks like we have a bit of a difference here, so I wonder what that is. Looks like we're building on the ground level here. Okay, so good to know. Let's just upgrade these roads then. Let's get out a node controller really quickly. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so we are also sloping this, so we'll have to come back here with the network multi-tool, and we'll slope it all the way to here. Perfect. That looks really nice. Then let's go back to move it here, and bring this one out and over like this. Yeah, so last time we did an interchange build, which I believe is probably this one, minus this quick one we built over here. You know, I did a speed through, and I've asked you guys questions like, do you like the speed throughs? And you know, thank you for your suggestions. I really wanted to talk through this one though, because it is rather a complicated connection. We're kind of splitting it up, and I felt like kind of just building it in a speed build and then kind of coming back to it we wouldn't really get the same kind of feel for it as we otherwise would have. So let's go with the parallel tool now. We're gonna go from here all the way to here. And we're gonna click it in. That looks perfect to me. Enter. And then what I'll do is I'll just, oops. Oh no, we're using the sound barrier. Okay. And ground level. Okay, silly me. And then we'll just connect this up. All right. And then from that point here, we're going to need to make a quick, a few adjustments really quickly. One, this one's going to actually need to come back to about here. And then we'll get it to the same height as that. All right. And then we're going to go back into the sloping tool. And we're going to slope this all the way back into here. Just so we have these clean connections. All right. It's always tricky to try it and just, you know, play with it just enough so we get what we're kind of looking for without getting this glitch, because this glitch is rather irritating sometimes. And it looks like it might be related to that node. All right. Sorry if you can hear my dog barking in the background. It is playtime apparently. It's always playtime when I'm recording. Okay. So yeah, we're cleaning this up to make it as clean as possible. Because I'd rather not come back to this once we've built it up. Okay. So that's good. And now we're going to bring this one in. Now, how are we going to connect this up? Well, we had a couple options, right? We said we're going to tunnel under it and then connect into here, or we can bring it through and loop it around. And I really like the idea of looping it. I think that's really cool. So why don't we just grab from here, we'll just do that. I'm gonna grab move it, and we're gonna say get to the same height as that. Thank you. And then this one we're gonna get to the same height as that. We're gonna grab both of these, we're gonna just connect them up just like that. Okay, so now what we're gonna do is we're gonna grab this. Looks like this episode's gonna be a bit longer than normal as well. Okay, so looks like we're on ground level, that's cool with me. And yeah, we want to bring it out to about here. All right. And then let's grab these nodes. Get to the same height as this. Alrighty. We're gonna grab this one and we're gonna just elevate this portion. That works. And yeah, we're rather deep through here. Didn't realize that. Oh, I meant to be ground level. All right, and then we're gonna use the next tool. We're gonna do create loop. We're going to go from this section to this section, and this node to this node. Looks like we are there. We're gonna grab this. I thought I could move it a little bit more. Okay, looks like we might need to bring this out like there. Now we can try it again. Wait, that's loop. Okay. Okay, so we're not doing loop, we're doing create connection. And that's how we're gonna get this. Okay, so if we just make this a little bit wider, I think that could work. And I'll tighten it up with move it. So yeah, that looks pretty good to me. So we'll click that in. And then again, like I said, we're gonna just tighten this up with move it here. So I'm just gonna bring this right against, and then right against this. This is going to be the primary point of connection. All right, and then we'll just try and clean this loop up with move it, which doesn't always work out apparently. Alrighty, so let's actually just delete this and we'll just do it again, okay? Best to be safe here. Let's just create curve from here to here, this node to this node. Okay, strange. We'll try that again. Create curve, or how about create loop? From here to here, this node to this node. There we go. So now we can actually make it even larger if we wanted to. Why don't we just delete that portion and we'll try it again. You know, it's kind of just play testing this a little bit. Let's make it an even 75 meters. Okay, as close as we can get. 75.5, that looks pretty good. I like that loop as well. Okay, so we have a bit of like a strange interchange right in the middle here, and then we're gonna be also getting another interchange right in here. So we're gonna have some tight quarters through here, which, you know, I'm totally okay with. Okay, so we are kind of running a little bit slow here, Steven. What are we doing now? Well, I want to make sure that we actually slope this properly. So from here, which is an acceptable height, yeah, looks like it, to here, I want to make sure that that is properly sloped. It is. Okay, cool. And why is this glitchy? It looks like it's because this is not an elevated piece. Okay, it looks like we're going to need to bring these elevated pieces right through here, just for some uniformity. Alrighty, and we'll just come back here with the smoothing tool, and we're just going to smooth this whole area out again. I guess we're almost kind of refilling some of this land as well. And again, we're going to come back to this area once we, you know, as we build it up, and we'll be redoing some of the terrain here. Like I can definitely see us grabbing this terrain height and bringing it right up against this, and then again with maybe this terrain height. Kind of, you know. All right, we're looking good over here. We're looking good, and now we need to bring this into 4 lanes. So let's just grab this right here, and this is where I'm looking to put it. Just bring that down, scooch it over, same height as that. All right, and then we'll just connect these up. And I can probably actually remove these 2 nodes. And then we'll go into node controller. Sorry if I move my mouse a lot. Yeah, I don't know why I zoom in so close to everything I do. So we have that other node right here, so let's just bring this one right there. So get to that height. This node needs to be pulled back then. Okay, no, this needs to be much higher. And then this one will need to be at that height. Yeah, so we'll need to redo that road. Okay, and then what we're going to be doing is just drawing in a parallel road from here to here. And I hope we have the right road select. We don't. Okay, good thing I noticed that. So we're going to go back into here, and we're going to go into 4-lane road. And then we're going to go into the parallel road tool. We're going to click from here to here. And why am I doing the node before that? Well, because it doesn't actually snap the roads together. So what you need to do is you just do the node before, and then you draw in the connecting pieces. And it just makes it look just that much nicer. All right, looks like we're pretty clean through here, except this is where that connection was. So let's just try and clean this up a little bit, and then we're done for today's build, at least. Obviously, the city is nowhere near done. I love building Fort Prairie. This is it's so fun to build this series. I hope you also are enjoying this series as well. Okay, so this one needs to get to that height. Holy moly. All right, so let's just do a quick revision of some of the slopes here. And from here, we're going all the way to here. 1%. I wish I could undo that. Bring this down to about there, and then we'll do that slope. You're probably all looking at me do that, and we're like, no, you just did that slope. You just corrected it. All right, 2%, and then from here down to here, we can redo that one. Okay, and how is that rail crossing looking? It's looking pretty nice to me. And yeah, so let's think about this really quickly. So you're coming along the highway, you merge on, and then you're like, okay, I want to go towards 2 Feet Island, the campus. You know, that side of town. You stick to the right. You got lots of signs before this. You just go right, and then you slide up into here. You go in the roundabout. There's probably lots of warning signs, and it tells you all the directionalities that you get to go. And we can now delete these, and we can set this roundabout up to be proper. And then we'll go with some dedicated turning lanes. Yep, so fantastic. We'll clean this roundabout up in the future as we do other projects. This road is actually parallel to this road, so we're gonna try and do something with that. At least try to keep that road in place. And then you're coming from this side, you're coming from the downtown, you get onto this road here, we're probably gonna need to upgrade, and then, you know, they'll all merge into these 2 lanes, and then we slide into here, and there you go, you're coming from the roundabout, you wanna go, that looks pretty good to me. I think it was a pretty cool little build here. You know, very, very useful. We did a lot. We did these couplets, we added the train station in. I can kind of start seeing this city come together, and I hope you can too. The downtown's gonna be right through here. This is gonna be a really cool build, folks. I'm really excited to do this with you all. I think there's a lot we can kind of just clean up a little bit, so we'll look into doing that in the future. Like this bridge, which I believe now that we've kind of set all the stones in place, we can now get to the proper height, which is about there. And then we'll just look at probably just continuing this bridge height the whole way, like keeping it elevated. Oh, come on. What the heck? Where'd it go? I get so bad with this sometimes. There we go. And then we'll move it here. Grab these nodes, get to the same height as that. Yeah, there we go. And then we'll slope this side from here all the way down to the intersection, 2%, that's pretty good. Yeah, it looks like we're probably gonna need to actually move these nodes a bit closer together, but you know, this is more, you know, detailed stuff, which doesn't need to be done today. Let's actually add in another node since we're getting distracted by it anyways. And then we'll elevate. Ooh, no, get out of here. Add a move it to, apparently. There we go. And then we have that this node here as well. Okay, that looks good to me. We'll obviously change things up as they come. But you know, that's the highway coming into the downtown. It has some inspiration from cities in the prairies, in Canada and in America. I've seen this style of, you know, quick little trumpet. I was thinking about maybe getting a connection from here into here, but I don't want to encourage that. I want to make sure that this use is primarily for the highway, and we'll get another connection for people trying to go from here and the train station. I mean, that's right through here, but since this is a one-way, I think what we're going to try to do is probably bring that connection point somewhere over here, maybe off of this road. We'll have a parallel road or something like that connect. I don't want this use to kind of be duplicated, but you know, let me know if you think that maybe I should just draw a connection point from here into here. And yeah, so let me know what you think in the comment section down below. And you know, if there's any revisions that you know, you've seen that I didn't see in today's build, we will update that in the coming weeks. So tomorrow's episode, we're going to be getting an interchange right here for this, just a simple little service interchange. I have an idea based off of a lot of interchanges in Calgary. You know, it might not be the the best City Skylines interchange, but it's a thematic interchange to the region. And then we'll get that in place. We'll also maybe do the ore industry, like I mentioned. And then Friday's episode is going to be a special episode, so let me, get the bell on so you don't miss out. Hope you have a great day, folks. Talk to you in Wednesday's episode. Peace out.